Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I ran upon this thread, and I thought this was the nastiest of work. And the reason that I think this is nasty work is how you going to get on Twitter and demand a public random general apology for what we don't know. But I'm going to break down apologize for what though. Because I know what they want the apology for, why Black women are mad at white women right now. And then y'all white women, y'all did it. Y'all did it. This is wild work. Okay. White women, apologize below to Black women without centering yourself. I want to see what y'all come up with. Just a random woke up that day and was like, Mrs. Cartwright, come to the front of the class and grovel. We want to see what kind of groveling you know how to do. Boom. So boom. They did it. I'm sorry for perceiving loudness as anger. I'm sorry to Black women that we have undermined your consistent work to build community. What? Black women ain't been consistently trying to build no community. They've been working with y'all ideology, feminist ideology, to tear Black community down. So they've been hand in hand with you, Mrs. Cartwright, and the ideology that your foremothers put forth. Black women have been 10 toes down with that. What are you apologizing for? The fact that y'all are making me question white women about, you know what? Dear Black women, I am deeply sorry that the healthcare system, education system, and the workplace diminish and devalue your presence. I'm sorry that the rules for anger and grief are different for you than for white women. I'm sorry that more threatening than a bear or a man is a white woman. I am shamefully sorry how long I was blind to these truths and more. I'm going to tell y'all what this is about in a minute. I'm sorry I ever believed in the I don't see color crap I was taught growing up in the 80s. From the depths of my soul, I am sorry for the pain we have caused and continue to cause Black women. Time and again, you give grace where none is deserved. Dear Black women, from a Native woman, I'm sorry that you had to also be freed from my ancestors as well. I'm sorry some of you weren't recognized for your contributions to our tribes until generations too late. And I'm sorry that today we are somehow taken better care of than y'all are. You deserve reparations. I can never redeem what you deserved from the beginning. All I can do is say I see you and stand with you now. We not even gonna touch that one. I'm sorry that motherhood has been stolen from you in ways we cannot fathom, whether it was nursing white children while yours were away from you, taken from you, lack of care, neglect, negligent health care, and mortality rates of pregnant Black women, violent testing and experimentation in the name of lies and the guise of medical advancement, discovery, all the way to the anxiety you feel as your children navigate a world built on your backs, but not built for them. I'm sorry your peace was decimated. And yet you have persevered, thrived, and created families, chosen or otherwise, that are enviable from other cultures, home, safety, love, and lessons. Dear Black women, I apologize for how the healthcare system has treated you and has tried to say you don't feel pain and in turn used you for experimental treatments that ruin your life. I apologize for the oppression and segregation and the degradation you receive and continue to receive. As said above, the list is long. I wasn't sure where to start. Apologize for the list being so long. Now, I don't take issue with the issues that were raised. Like, if you ever read Medical Apartheid and things of that nature, you know that the medical system treats Black people different than it treats white people. And that's the same for the men and the women. Okay. So those things like that are like undisputed facts. Those are historical facts. Those are current facts. Though that's the stuff that's still happening. You know, the modern gynecology was actually based upon white slave masters experimenting on Black women without any anesthesia, painkillers, nothing, just cutting them open, operating on them, exploring the reproductive systems, you know, just as used as live guinea pigs for that. And that's how they found out about the actual workings of the female reproductive system. And modern day gynecology is actually based on those findings. So that stuff is historical fact. I don't have a problem with none of that stuff, right? The stuff that's being brought up. But what I really want to focus on is not the actual content of what's being said, but rather why it's being said. Why is this dialogue happening? Why were white women so up for even having this dialogue? Because you're not seeing a lot of white women be like, what is this? You know, why are you asking us to apologize? You apologize for what? What's happening before our eyes is a separate dialogue that white women and Black women have had. They're just having it in the open, and other people aren't supposed to know what's being said. This is the feminist pact being discussed. Black women are mad at white women because white women do not uphold in all ways the pact of feminism. They don't uphold it. They don't uphold their so-called side of it. Black women unerringly uphold their side of feminism. The feminism that was developed, Black women have 100% been 10 toes down with that, even to the destruction of their families, to the destruction of themselves, to the destruction of their children, from deleting them in mass numbers to rearing them and raising them in horrible conditions and with bad mindsets, and leading to the destruction of the nuclear family, to where Black people are pretty much on the verge of like social extinction, right? We're not gonna make it type of thing. And white women were supposed to do the same thing in their communities, but they did not. Not enough of them. Not enough white women decimated their communities that were supposed to. They were supposed to grab hold of feminism and actually lead the charge of it to such an extent that their communities also suffered to the same degree as the Black community. Black women as a whole, like in this dialogue that we're looking at, are chastising white women and saying, you didn't uphold it. Like, when the chips are down, you go back to your men, you go back to your culture, you go back to your traditions, and you will leave us holding the feminist bag, and all of the consequences fall to us. And you do this repeatedly. Repeatedly, you go back to being white women under the cover of your culture and under the cover of your menfolk and under the cover of, you know what I'm saying, culturally what you've always been, while we are twisting in the wind to deal with all of the backlash, all of the destruction. You know, you were supposed to buffer us from feeling the consequences of our choices and actions as it pertains to fully getting on board with the feminist Marxist agenda. See, y'all pick it up and put it down as it is convenient for you as white women. But Black women, we don't pick it up and put it down. We actually were invested, and you're not invested. So this is where this secret conversation, this is a conversation underneath a conversation that's being had, right? And we're not supposed to understand that. The average reader is not supposed to understand where that dialogue is coming from. This is a hyena pact that's being discussed from the different sides of the boneyard. Y'all was supposed to do XYZ. Y'all don't do it. Like, y'all do it somewhat. And then when the heat get too hot in the kitchen, y'all go back to being, you know what I'm saying, Miss Molly Mae, traditional. We're women, we're white women, we not down, you know what I'm saying, with this feminist stuff and da-da-da-da-da. We gonna stick with our men. You voted for Trump, you know what I'm saying, all this kind of stuff. Like y'all be white people, and when it's time, you know what I'm saying, to really, when the chips really are down, y'all don't uphold all of the things that we talked about that we were all supposed to uphold as women. We were supposed to uphold ourselves, each other, as on the women front. And then you be running back under the cover of all these other things that we can't run under the cover of. Like, we can't run under the cover of Mr. Cartwright, right? Y'all still got Mr. Cartwright. We have done so much damage between ourselves and our men that we can't really run under their cover anymore because we done spent too long being the ops. You were supposed to not be able to run for cover for your man because you were supposed to have been the ops to your man too, but you're not. So you come over here, you have a conversation with us, an understanding with us, and then you can go back over there and you have another understanding with your man, and that understanding always supersedes the conversation that we had, the agreement that we had together. That's this dialogue. We're going to talk more about it. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.